Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, a place where dreams take flight, with authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives and meaningful conversations, where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV. Download our app, USA Global TV. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. Thanks to our founder and executive producer, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang from Cloud Road Music. Voiceover artist Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. USA Global TV and Radio. Your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited.
This is Let's Finally Talk, a heart-to-heart with Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Live streaming every night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm your host, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Join me on YouTube at Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, on Facebook at Dr. Jacalyn, and on Instagram at Dr. Jacalyn, as seen and heard on the USA Global TV and Radio Network worldwide. We've earned the YouTube Silver Creator Award, and I've earned the 100 Global Top Women Icons in Media. My TV shows are Iconic Women, Creating a World of Possibilities, Judgment, the Hidden Sin, A Woman's Prerogative, Sisterhood Across Borders, It's Your Healthy Lifestyle, and the latest updates. Thanks so much for watching. See you tomorrow. We're streaming every night live on Let's Finally Talk. Welcome to this episode of Let's Finally Talk, which is letting go of who you thought they were. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. I'm coming to you live from Serenita in Greece. Very excited to be here following up on our last episode, which was about empathy and enabling. So if you're new to this program, welcome. We're thrilled to have you. Please do subscribe to our channels wherever it is you're watching, or follow, or like and comment. We'd love to hear from you. So everything I'll be talking about today is based on a platform that I've created, which is called Elevated Listening. And I've produced a number of seminars and workshops and master classes. I've written a number of books all about listening and listening skills. So today we're going to actually go a little deeper than we did in our last episode, and we're going to be talking about letting go of who you thought they were. So first of all, you can refer to this workbook, Holy But Harmful, or the actual book itself, or one of my other books, which is Mastering the Power of Elevated Listening. And we'll have some more information about that as the show proceeds to go on. So what happens when you come face to face with the reality that the person you're in love with is not actually who they are, or the person you thought that you were working with is not actually who they actually are? Sometimes we wear masks. And we wear masks for a number of reasons, mostly to protect ourselves, in my experience, or because we're afraid of something, or because we want to convey an image of ourselves that's not necessarily so, because of some other reason, usually related to fear or insecurity. And often we will tell ourselves a story that is not factually true, but we believe it with everything that we have, our entire being. And I'll give you an example of this. You might be in a relationship with someone, or you were in a relationship. I know that I've been in relationships like this, where other people see from the outside what they perceive to be going on, and you in the relationship see it in a completely different way. And you're not happy in the relationship, but you make a lot of excuses for the other person. And meanwhile, the people who care about you, your loved ones, they're trying to share with you, this person is not who you think they are. But we tell ourselves stories that make up explanations as to why they're treating us this way. And I remember saying to myself, I was seeing this guy and he just stopped calling. And so I started calling hospitals, literally calling, hello, do you have so and so in there, thinking that something dreadful had happened, prisons. And it turns out that the guy just wasn't interested. But yet I made up a lot of stories because I didn't want to face the fact that the person just wasn't interested. So, one of the key discussion points that I want to talk about is how we idealize someone. And instead of seeing them for face value, we in our mind immediately make excuses. So, one of my favorite expressions is when someone shows you who they are, believe them. And people typically will show us who they are within the first meeting. And there might be red flags that are there. You feel them, it's kind of off, and we make an excuse for it. Oh, they probably don't feel well today, or she didn't mean to say that, or he couldn't possibly actually believe that. But yet, those things are all true. And we're the ones who don't want to come to terms with it. So I found that quite often, if you follow your intuition, when you meet someone, you get a feeling. You get a feeling about their energy. And sure, you can give somebody a pass and you can get together with them multiple times and see how things are going, but we have to be objective. And so, what I found is, and what I also share in my coaching, is people become highly emotional. And when we're emotional, we cannot be logical. It's not possible. So we stop listening. We stop listening to our intuition. We stop paying attention and we start creating a story. It's a story that we like much better than dealing with the actual truth. And the truth is, maybe the person you're in the relationship with is not a good person for you at this time of your life, or maybe it is a great time and you're in a great spot, which I'm really happy for you. So we're going to look at how we can address these issues when they come up. And part of it is the three questions that I'm reminding us on a daily basis. Is it kind? Is it necessary? And is it true? So, how can we incorporate these questions? When we're in a situation, in a relationship, a personal relationship, a business relationship, whatever it is, and people are sharing certain things with you, and it doesn't feel right, it's not sitting right with you, you can ask yourself, is it kind? Is it necessary? Is it true? And sometimes, like with coaching, we will actually peel back the onion, so to speak, to see the layer after layer after layer as to where it's going. But if you're not a coach, you're not a professional, a therapist, etc., maybe you don't want to constantly be taking the time to do this type of work. You might have an instinct that it's just not a good fit. But yet, you stay in the relationship because you think the other person is going to change. When you met them, they didn't have all the qualities that you were looking for, but maybe there were one or two that you absolutely could not accept. But you decided to accept them anyway because they were really good looking or because you could have a great lifestyle with them. I hear this all the time. Oh, he's so hot. He's so good looking. Well, meanwhile, what about the fact that the last four girls he dated all said that he was abusive? Oh, well, he won't be abusive to me. It's going to be different. And then you find out it's exactly the same. If we can't change ourselves, how is it that we have the ego to think that we can change someone else? We can't. So, what I'm asking you to think of is the next time you get into a situation, you meet someone and you're getting this kind of this vibe. It doesn't have to be a dating situation. It could be any kind of situation where you are going to be in an ongoing relationship with the person. If you're getting a vibe that something isn't right, it probably isn't right. Now, does that mean that you can't address it and come to some kind of conclusion? Of course you can. But if you start making up stories to explain the other person's behavior, that's where the pitfall is. And the other person probably doesn't even know that you're coming up with these stories. And then you're disappointed because they're not living up to your expectations. And they didn't even know what your expectations were. But the truth is that we put this door in our path that we can open or we can keep closed. And from the very beginning, we had a choice that we could go through the door or not. So we look at the door, we want to go through it, and then we start making excuses about it. Well, the door's closed today, so, maybe I'll see if I can open it tomorrow. It's the same thing with relationships. People show us who they are through their behavior and through their actions. Are they telling you they're going to do something and then they don't do it? I know people like this. You know what? I wish I could help you. I've heard this from people a million times. I wish I could help you. Well, you could help me. You just choose not to help me. So now I just accept that that's how this person is. That's just a phrase that the person throws out there. But someone else might actually think time after time when someone says, I wish I could do something for you, that they really mean it. People follow through with action. When someone is passionate about being in a relationship with someone, whether it's professional, there's professional passion. I'm passionate about my career and what it is I do. People follow through. When someone is consistently not following through, they're showing you this is who I am. But yet we'll make excuses. And this is one I hear all the time. She's very busy. He's got a full plate. Who doesn't? People who are passionate in their life, people who are living their life to the fullest, they are busy. They're doing things. But when we matter, people will find time to fit us in. What gets our attention, what gets prioritized is what gets accomplished. I want you to think about that. So while we're busy making excuses for people, we could actually be in a relationship just with ourselves and taking all of that time and energy that we're putting into believing that someone is who they're not. And we could be making things happen for ourselves. So, why is it that we hold on to this reality about someone being something or someone they're not? Because we don't want to face the truth. And the truth is, maybe we made a mistake. Maybe we had this fantasy in our minds that it was going to be beautiful life ever after. I know I really, as a young girl, I really believed that there was a prince on a white horse who was going to come and get me because that was kind of a story that I was told growing up. And my mother used to always say that, there's a magic wand. You can take the magic wands and make everything perfect. And wouldn't that be nice? I haven't seen it in 62 years. I haven't seen the magic wand, and there's been no prince, no knight coming on a white horse to come and save me. We have to save ourselves. That's the wake-up call. We are the only ones who can save ourselves. And I say this quite often, but when you look in the mirror, you're looking at your best coach. Your best coach is not me. It's not somebody that you hired. It's you. You know you better than anyone. And when you start fantasizing about someone being the person they're not, you're letting you down. You're not letting them down. You're in a relationship with a fantasy. Think about that. You have made this person into someone they're not. Now, I'll give you another example. I was in a relationship a very long time ago, and when we were in public, everything was perfect. And the person used to, I would go get my hair done, and the person would send me roses while I was getting my hair done. I mean, crazy kind of stuff. And the people who worked at the salon, they would be like, "Oh, this guy really loves you," and he would shower me with gifts, and we would go to the best places. And then when we went back home, he treated me like I was a piece of dirt. And forget about all the roses. All he would talk about was how much money he spent and how angry he was. So other people who saw us together were fantasizing about this person, that this person was an amazing man, and they wished that they had someone like it. But yet when I was back at home with the person was extremely abusive. So there was no fantasizing. I was living the reality, and the reality was I was with the wrong guy. But to the outside world, they couldn't understand it because all they saw was how he treated me in public. And I knew the truth of it. So I had to leave. And leaving, while it might seem hard, is probably the easiest thing you can do once you come to terms with the fact that you are in love with a fantasy. You're in love with a person who doesn't exist. You've created them in your mind. Maybe you saw them and they were really attractive and you just imagined this incredible romantic relationship, but inside they had nothing to offer you. They weren't even on the same page with you emotionally or morally or ethically, but yet they were so good looking that you wanted to just be seen with this person and you thought, I'll make it work. Another way that we fantasize there's fantasizing and then there's exaggerating, I guess, is you see the way someone looks. And I'm guilty of this. I've done this in the past. And you decide, you know what? I'm going to redress the person. I don't like the way they're dressing, so I'm going to redress them. And then that's going to be the guy for me. And I'm here to tell you, in my experience, it doesn't work. It doesn't work because now you have made the person into someone they're not, someone they didn't want to be, because you had this fantasy of who they could be. So, what does this all come down to? It comes down to acceptance. When we accept the way things truly are as they present themselves, instead of coming up with a fantasy, we can then have peace. When we're not accepting the way things are, we can be tormenting ourselves. Have you ever had a conversation with your friends? And I don't do this anymore, but when I was in a relationship, you get together and then the guys go one way and the girls go another way. And people start talking about their partner. Oh, he was so this and I thought he was so that. No, he was the way he was, but you made him into something else. Everyone else can see it because they're not emotionally involved. And so that's what I want us to think about today is instead of making this dream life that doesn't exist, take the life that you have, the reality of it, and make it work the best that you possibly can for you so that you can find happiness. I think it's terrific to dream, but the dreams have to be actionable. As I mentioned in the beginning, and if you're out there and you know of this, contrary to what I'm saying, please put it in the chat. Do you know of a magic wand that you can wave? And do you know of a genie in a bottle who's going to come and save the day? And by the way, I've seen some of those movies where they have the genie, and there's always consequences. You get your wishes, but there are consequences. So when we keep our eyes open, and we are keeping the emotion at bay and we're being honest with ourselves. Is this situation the way I really see it? Or am I making it into something that it's not? Is this person who they really are and I'm accepting that? Or am I already fixing them? Am I already making them into the prince, the knight on the white horse? And it's never going to happen. I remember a long time ago, I actually went to therapy because I'd been told by my parents that my knight would come. The knight was coming and he never showed up. He was dressed differently, he looked like a frog a few times, but the knight never showed up. And so I had to deal with the fact that I had been told this story by my parents, who I'm sure were well meaning, but it wasn't actually true. And so no one could ever compare to this knight. And so I got to the point where I decided, you know what, I'm not even dating anymore. I'm just living my best life as I possibly can. And so I had to deal with the reality of accepting the fact that there was no knight coming to save me. And if you think about that, I think it's a fairy tale where we have the woman with the long hair, I forget her name. She's up in the tower and she's going to put her hair down and the guy's going to climb up and save her. No one is coming to save us. I mean, it's nice to have these fairy tales, these myths, but we have the power to save ourselves. And so the first thing that we ask ourselves is it kind? Is it necessary? And is it true before we speak? Okay, that's part of elevated listening. And then next is the person sitting in front of us. Is this who they really are? Or have we made them into someone they're not? And when we do that, by the way, You are setting yourself up and the other person and the relationship for an epic fail, because now you have put all of these assumptions and expectations on a person who is not going to be able to deliver because you never had the conversation. A conversation could be, I'm just being realistic. You know what? I'm not as attracted to you as I'd like to be, but I like the fact that you're really successful. And, maybe you'll grow on me over time. Maybe I'll find you more attractive. Now, is that person physically going to change and be more attractive? I don't know. It's possible. But it's also possible that you have to have a much deeper connection with the person. And then by falling in love with them and having that deep connection, maybe they will be more attractive to you. So you have to decide, are you willing to put the time in to get to that level? And many times we're not. We want overnight satisfaction, overnight happiness. Especially in America, we want everything to happen tomorrow. And I can tell you at 62 years of age, to be where I am today has been quite a journey. And I still have work to do, but I'm working on myself every single day. I know a lot of people like to take vacations. And even though in Greece right now, I'm not on vacation. I'm still working. My schedule's just completely flipped around. I'm usually finished by 3 in the afternoon. And now my day starts at 4 and goes until midnight. And then, of course, I'm working out at the gym for 2 hours typically. And this is the way that I like my life to be. I'm very happy. But I'm always bettering myself with knowledge and information. And if I could tell my younger self anything, it would be, don't waste time pretending that people are who you think they are. Look at them for who they really are. As I mentioned, people will show you, and you have the opportunity when someone says something to you. If you hear someone speak to someone else in a vile tone, that's part of who they are. Believe them. If someone is disrespectful to you, that's part of who they are. If someone plays games with you, that's part of who they are. And letting go of all that pressure that we put on ourselves to have the person be someone they're not, or clinging to a fantasy that doesn't exist. If you think about it, if you wanted to go to sleep and you wanted to go into dream world, I'm sure that, many of us have dreams. You could spend as much time as you were possibly capable and able of spending dreaming instead of actually living. And so I just bring up the simple but powerful truth that it's one thing to dream and it's one thing to deal with reality. So in our show, Let's Finally Talk, letting go of who you thought they were, they're going to have to do the same about you. If they're bettering themselves, they're going to have to accept you for who you are. And so, in order for that to happen, my question to you is, do you accept you for who you are? Are you happy with who you are? Are you at peace with who you are? And if your answer is no to any of those, it's okay. It's okay, because every day we get another opportunity to make a choice. Do we like ourselves? And if we don't, what do we have to do so we do like ourselves? There's an expression that I've heard many times in the dating world. I'm looking for my other half. I'm looking for my better half. I'm here to tell you that is a waste of time. It's not a judgment. Based on my experience, we have to be whole. We have to be our best selves. We have nothing to offer people if we are not in tune with ourselves. If someone is going through a divorce, for example, they're going through a bad breakup and they haven't healed, they haven't done the work. I'm divorced a very long time. There's a lot of work that needs to be done so that we can find ourselves. There's questions we'll have about, well, why didn't it work out? What was my role in it? So that we don't make the same mistakes again. And so once we start working on ourselves, then we have something to offer. And even in the professional world, when you leave a job or maybe you close down a business, there's always that feeling of panic. I need money. right? We always need money. Money is a tool. Money comes and money goes. But I really advocate for looking at what happened that the business went south, because it doesn't happen overnight. Things lead up to it, whether we're aware of it, paying attention, or maybe we're in a job that feels like a dead end. It didn't happen overnight unless you were lying to yourself and took the job just because. When we do something without reason, without rationalization, without the truth, then later on it can potentially come back to rear its ugly head. And so, a lot of what I'm sharing with you today is just to get you thinking about the choices that you're making, about the people you surround yourself with, and giving you permission for you to make a choice. Every day we get to make choices. And are you enabling? Are you people pleasing? Are you just so tired of all the arguing that you just give in? You're not living a peaceful life. You're not living a life that you're in control of. You're not empowering yourself. And so, what we really have in life is the gift of time. And how we spend our time and who we spend our time with, they're choices that we get to make. By you watching this TV show today, that's a choice that you've decided to make because you feel that maybe you'll pick up something here. And I hope that you do. So I'm going to wrap up the show in closing with this. You can choose to live a life that's a fantasy, or you can choose to live a life that's a reality that you design and you create. You are the master of your own universe. You are the one granting the wishes. You are the one who is making the decisions and feeling good about it. And you're also the one who says, I need some help. I need to speak with coaches. I need to speak with a mentor. Maybe I need to speak with a therapist. Maybe I need to speak with my partners or my colleagues or my partner, whatever the case may be. But coming from a position of strength, you can also be humble. You can also have humility and say, I'm really strong in who I am, but I could use some help. And that's a really powerful thing. It's a powerful space to come from, knowing that you don't have all the answers. But I share this, and it's one of my favorite things to share with you is you have everything you need inside you right now. You just have to believe in yourself. And when you start believing in yourself, when you look in that mirror and you like what you see, your whole life will change. You'll see opportunities will be coming to you because you're coming from a position of confidence. You're coming from a position of empowerment instead of a position of weakness where you are basically dependent upon other people and what other people's thoughts are of you. Once you stop caring what other people think of you, you would be surprised at how much lighter you are going to feel. So thank you for being here today. I appreciate it. I'll be back with you again tomorrow. And you can find all of the previous episodes, they sort of build on one another, over on our YouTube channels. I'm going to bring up the graphic for that. Our channels are USA Global TV and Radio, and also Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. And if you would subscribe to both channels, I would absolutely love it. It would be fantastic. And you will find the playlist there. The playlist is called Let's Finally Talk. All right. Thank you again for being here. Please be kind and good to yourself. Give yourself some grace and realize, again, you have everything you need right at this minute. You just have to access it, tap into it, use your tools, and you will find your way to peace. Thank you. Let's go over to our sponsors. USA Global TV and Radio proudly presents Tracy Cram-Perkins, a dementia caregiving survivor teaching how to balance care with peace of mind. #1 resource for dementia caregivers. It's the book Dementia Home Care: How to Prepare Before, During, and After. Over 17,000 copies sold of this must-have guide. And now a testimonial from Tracy Smith.
If I was to describe this book to someone who is going through a similar situation, I would underscore how important it is to have some sort of a tool or a guidebook to help you through certain stages. And there's so many, it's such an unknown topic to the average person. And to have this as a reference is essential. It's going to help you get through it personally, as well as help your loved one manage.
To learn more, go to TracyCramPerkins.com. Tracy Cram Perkins is an award-winning author. She's also the host of Dementia Home Care television show. Watch it here on USA Global TV and Radio.
Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? In a world quick to judge, one book dares to reveal the hidden cost of silence. Discover Holy but Harmful: The Silent Sin of Judgment, How Hidden Judgments Destroy Relationships and Damage Lives, by Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. The Amazon #1 bestseller that's transforming the way we understand ourselves and the way we see others. Pick up the companion workbook to uncover your own hidden judgments and learn how to break free from them. Available now on Amazon and at fine bookstores worldwide.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honored to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/USA-Global-TV. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Music by Johnny Dies. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative Direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Copyright 2025. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.